Hey everyone, it's Bobby. I'm back with another completed project for you. This one is using the Midnight Ride, which is one of the new Halloween themed collections exclusively to Country Craft Creations. This is a beautiful, beautiful collection, very vibrant colors with a lot of oranges, purples, and teals. And I just wanted to mention, if you're making a project where you can use some of the smaller embellishments, don't forget this strip at the bottom. You can cut all of these out, as well as these two little stitch strips. I've used everything from the cover on other collections, and it's beautiful, and you don't want to waste any of it. It's so pretty. You could also cut out this and use it as a title. So there's just so many opportunities on the cover sheet, so be sure you hang on to that. And then I wanted to share with you the cut aparts really quick because they are so gorgeous. I used a few in my little boo boxes that I made. They're just treat boxes to pass out to the kids. But you can incorporate these on some of your smaller projects as well. So what I have is 3 little candy treat boxes. The first one, and I hope this glaze doesn't keep you from being able to see the project, but I used a lot of the Nouveau glaze on the outside of these. These are dies that I had in my stash. These are from the cut apart sheet, and I just cut an oval, added a piece of clear window in there, and put a little border around it using an oval die that I had. I added some little glitter stars to it from my stash, and I put an eyelet, put 2 eyelets in the top of each one so that they can carry it like this, and with a little magnet they stay closed. But I've covered the magnets to where the kids won't get a hold of them. But you can see I made the boxes with the design paper, and you can see how well it scores. It doesn't crack or peel. And here's the second one. This one is all in the greens and purples, and it's got a little bit of gold on it. This one I added a spider web and a spider on it. Has Boo again, one of the cut aparts. And then it just opens like this, and you can see where I've covered my magnet here, and I put supports on the top, the bottom, and both sides just to make it more substantial so it would hold its shape up well. So there's that one. And then the third one is reds and teals and black, and I used another cut apart down here with a clear Nouveau glaze, the Boo, and another one of the spider webs. And this one is the same way. My magnet is here and here. I just used the small magnets by, oh, now I can't even think. But Tammy sells them. They're in her store. You'll see them. Basic gray, I think that is what it is, something like that. Anyway, Tammy has them and you'll find them. But these are the cutest little boxes, and holds a ton of candy. It's more than what Kelly's going to want them to have, that's for sure. So that's my little project using the Midnight Ride for Halloween. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you back soon. Bye. Alright guys, for these little treat boxes, they're very quick, easy, and of course however you want to decorate them is up to you. But I wanted to show you real quickly how to make the little things, and they're so cute. And you may not want to make them for everybody that comes to your door, but you know, for kids in the family and special friends and stuff, it's cute to package theirs up in something like this. Now these are the papers from Bewitching Hour, and that's one of Tammy's new exclusive collections. And I have already scored mine, and I don't know if you can see my score lines in there or not. I knew it would be hard to see, so what I did was I took an old scrap of generic cardstock that I wouldn't use for a project, and I scored it, and then I went over my score lines with the white gel pen so that you could see it. So this piece is 10 1/4 wide by 9 1/2 tall. So you're going to put it in your scoreboard, and your first score line is going to be at 3/4 of an inch, and this is with the 10 1/4 at the top. You're going to score at 3/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/2, and 9 1/2. Then you're going to turn it one time so that your 9 1/2 is at the top, and you're going to score it 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 1/2. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut out. See these sections here? That's what I've marked here. You're going to cut out this little long rectangle here. You're going to cut out this long space here, and then you're going to cut out this section, but you're going to leave all of this for now. And then we're going to come over to the right side and we're going to cut out this little rectangle. Now this is actually going to be the back of your box, and this will be the front. So this flap here, when you wrap it around, that's what's going to come down over the front. So let me show you. I've got one that I cut out, and this is what it's going to look like once you've cut it out. See that? These are your 3 little tabs that you leave in these little small rectangles. You're going to leave those for your tabs so that when you close it up, you don't have a hole here on either side of that. Then down at the bottom, where this last score line crosses, you're going to cut up on each one of these lines, each one of your score lines. So, and I haven't done it on this one, have I? Let me do that. So you're going to cut up on these score lines and just take out a snip on each side of that score. And here's the second one. So just kind of a slight miter. Here's the third one. And the last one. Just very slight. And then on the edge we'll take a little snip out of that. And let's get a snip out of this side too. And that one's stuck there. Okay. So then, now the next thing I want to do is I want to cut an oval in here so that I have a little bit of a window. And I have one that I did that too. I'm trying to save time here on the video, but I want y'all to be able to see. So here's this one that I've cut the window out of, and what I did was, let me find my die here. This little oval die, I just taped it into position where I wanted it. And because I'm using the Big Shot, it's easier for me to use it because I have a small space and it's a small machine and I can leave it out all the time. But some of the bigger machines, I have to get them out and use them, box them back up, put them away, and it's a hassle. But someday, hopefully, I'll have a larger room and I'll be able to keep the Scan and Cut and the Cricut and all of those things out. But anyway, that's what I did. I just used some of that purple tape. You can use, what's that other one? Washi tape. You can use washi tape or painter's tape. Just take it off as soon as you're done so that it doesn't stick down. But in order for me to run it through the Big Shot, I have to fold these tabs up under because it'll only feed through 6 inches. So I just fold all this up, ran it through to this point, and then backed it out of there, and it was fine. So now we can burnish all of these folds. So let's do that. And where's my little tool? Well, I'll use this one because that's the only one I see for the moment. It's not my favorite one, but just watch my edges and make sure they're straight so my box isn't all cattywampus. I think the grandkids enjoy getting these little treats in boxes, especially if you have time to embellish them and put some extras on the outside of them. They look so cute. There's that one. And we can fold in what's going to be the flap that comes over the top. And then the bottom. There's this one's already been folded under to run through the big shot. And this little tab. So this is how your box will come together. These little tabs will fold in. And this will wrap up under there. And this will be your little gift box. Isn't that cute? And I am going to put just a very small magnet up here. And I'll embellish this lid with something to kind of camouflage this, because once you bring it over, any embellishments like this lady, she's now upside down. But here she's right side up, and it's just because when you wrap it over, it's upside down. But see, you can see the stars in there. And so I'm going to add a piece of clear film. And I cut it, what, I think 3.5 by 4.5, maybe 4. 3.5 by 4, yeah. And I'm just going to put that over the opening so they can see their candy, and when they take the candy out, they can see all the pretty stars. And like I said, I won't make a bunch of them for, we don't get a whole lot of trick-or-treaters, but we do get kids come by that I don't have a clue who they are. I mean, I'm glad to give them candy, but I won't be making a treat box for them because I don't know them, and I don't even know what, you know, various kids like or don't like. But I know what my little great-grandkids like, so I can give them a treat box. So there's that, and this is just going to fit right over that opening. Now I like to take just regular old Scotch tape along the top edge where it goes inside, just to get rid of that edge, because sometimes these plastic films can have a sharp edge to them, and I don't want them to hurt themselves, so I put it just right over that top edge. Then another thing, which is optional depending on what you want to do with yours, let me move this out of the way. I'd like to take a little piece of lightweight chipboard and a piece of the design paper and glue it in here, just so that it stays in its box shape and doesn't get all squishy, because little kids are hard on stuff and they'll pick it up and squeeze it from front to back between their fingers, and then it won't be pretty anymore. At least I know that's the way Jackson is. He gets so excited he'll grab it and squish it in two. So I'm just going to put a piece of that right down that spine there. And this is going to go over the top of that, so I want to put a piece on this side. And like I said, this is optional. You don't have to do this. It's just a bobby thing, that's all. I never want something to come apart once I've made it. Of course, they might tear it up anyway, knowing little kids. Who knows? There's that, and then I want one piece here and one piece down here. And I've got two little pieces cut for that. And I'm just using the art glitter glue to put these in place. It just helps it hold its shape better. There's that. And I am going to add a little handle in the top and a very tiny magnet. Last time I ordered from Tammy, I did remember to get some small magnets, which I usually forget them. I normally use the larger ones, but I knew I wanted to make something for the kids. And I think a small magnet will be fine for it. Plus I can cover it easy so they don't peel it off and stick it in their mouth. But I think they're big enough now, they Well, Wyatt's the only one that might. He's a real trip. He's just 2, though. Alright, now we're ready to put it together. So we're going to bring these. Actually, let me poke these holes first. That would be a good idea, because I want to put a little handle up here. And you can use ribbon or baker's twine, whatever you want. I'm going to make a little mark about, well, if I make it 1 inch, that's too close together. I think about 3/4 of an inch from the edge, right in what appears to be the center to me. And then I'm going to go over to the other side and mark 3/4 again. Right there. That's not. There we go. I think it'll be easier to punch it before I put it together. Get rid of some of my trash. And I need a little sip of water. My throat's getting dry. Okay. Now let me get my little punch here. Alrighty. Let's see, which one do I want? I think I want the big one. Well, maybe I don't think I have, I don't have any eyelets to fit the small one. See if I can get in here. I may have to punch it with a pokey tool, but I hope this will, whoops, wrong place. Yeah, I can get in there. So I'm going to punch that. And then I'm going to go around to the other side. And punch this one. See, where is it? It's on her hand. I don't think that's exactly center. It looks pretty good right there. Okay, should I set an eyelet? I think I will, just to make it pretty. I've got some black ones I can put in there. So we'll set an eyelet in there, and then we know our baker's twine will hold up. Here's that one, and this one. I love this little tool. I think the eyelets just finish it off and make it look so nice. Okay, there we go. Got our eyelets in. Now we can glue this together. So this is going to get glued right here. Well, if it'll come out, it is. Okay. Now we're going to bring this over and match it up. It's not even at the bottom. I might have a little trim work to do here. And yes, I do. Oh, no, I don't. Let me peel that up Just a second, that was my fault. Let me flatten it out. That worked out perfect. So these will fold in, and I can see right here I've got a little where I didn't cut straight on the score line. Some of that bubble's still showing up there. Yeah, that took care of it. So these fold in. This is going to fold down with a little magnet, and this is going to be your bottom. These will fold in. Actually, I want this to fold in first, and then these. Let me put a little glue on those right here. Well, I should have put that on the back. I want the back to fold in first. It'll still give it the stability it needs. So I'm going to put glue here, and glue here. Make sure my box is squared. And then we'll add glue here. And get plenty on there so it don't come apart. Little ones are rough on stuff, I know. I should have put this on that other piece, but it's okay. It'll be covered. I'm going to burnish this down. And, oops, then I'm going to stand it up so I can put pressure on it from the inside. And where's my pinholes? I could have put my trim on there before I glued it, but I think it'll still be okay. It shouldn't make it too difficult. So there's the little box like that. And I cut a little piece of trim to go here on the trim around the window. And I have some bats and the word boo and some other things to put on here, and we'll do all of that later. But I want to get the magnet in place and this little piece of trim on it. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue around this frame. Let it sit there a few minutes because I don't want to push on it too hard. And let me get my tiny magnets. There they are. Little suckers are hard to get out. So I'm going to put it, let me put it on here first, and I can just cut a little black circle to cover them with. And that was a, I guess that was a negative. These things are stubborn. They're so hard to, they're so tiny. hard to get a hold of. So here's the, well, that must have been a positive. Duh. Let me get a negative now and see if that works. Because it was wanting to turn over backwards, and I want this sticky side up. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. Here's our little box. And then I'll add some baker's twine and we'll fill it with candy, and I'll be back as soon as I get all my embellishments out, and I'll show you how I'm going to finish putting it together. Isn't it cute though? I think it's adorable. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, one additional thing I wanted to show you. When putting this one together, I haven't embellished it yet, but I had a hard time hiding this. I tied the knots in the baker's twine, but this is a real thin baker's twine, and it kept wanting to pull through the holes. So I added some glue and then covered it with a little piece of paper to secure it and hold it down. And I did punch a couple 3/4-inch circles to cover my magnets. So what I decided to do on this one, I will show you, is I punched the holes and added my eyelets, whatever they're called. Anyway, I did that, and then I ran I haven't burnished this yet. I ran ribbon through this one because I didn't have any black baker's twine. And then I put this support piece on top of it. That way it's good and secure, and it's going to stay there. Also, if you decide you want to put the support strips on like I did, you'll want one on the left hand side in the center and one on the bottom and the top. And these are all on the left hand side because this is going to be your front, and it's actually going to fold over this one, so you want to make sure that it doesn't show. So that is that. And then one more thing before I finish up. When I showed you this cutting guide, I did not have X's in here, and that one also gets cut away. But you want to make sure that you leave these 3 little small squares, because those are going to be your tabs. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back with the final walkthrough so you can see the finished project and all the embellishments. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.